Have you all forgot that you are not the traditional women of your grandmother's or great-grandmother's generation? We're not showing up anymore, meeting your family, buying you flowers, opening your door, doing all that stuff. That ended a long time ago. And you sitting here want the guy to plan dates, take you out, pay for what?
I need to be living in the 60s or 70s or something. I don't know. But what is wrong with everyone? Men are not men anymore. They don't provide, they don't protect. And provide does not mean, provide doesn't mean, take me on a yacht and give me Chanel bags. What? They don't provide, they don't protect, they're not leaders. Women, we're not being submissive, we're not listening to our husbands, we're not taking away their stress and being their peace.
Like I said, sounds like a big problem.
I keep hearing this thing that the Gen Z guys are not approaching women in the wild, that they're not really going up to girls at bars anymore. Have you found that to be true?
Kind of, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think they try to victimize themselves and act like girls don't want them or something. Sorry guys, that's the truth.
They just act like they have no chance. So on an average night, do you think there's guys out there shooting their shots, or is it pretty bleak?
The last guy that asked for my number was 34 years old, so he wasn't Gen Z. I don't think that's Gen Z.
I'm with you.
But
34 is
definitely
a disgusting age. That's, frankly, I'm repulsed even hearing about that. That makes me sick to my stomach. Oh my God.
Could you imagine being that age?
I couldn't imagine being 34. It's not like it's coming up next year.
No.
Oh God.
I thought you were 32.
I'm 32, and I feel good about it, frankly. Thank you.
So that's not next year.
It is.
You know, I think the problem with a lot of these modern women today is that a lot of these modern women, they take advice from the wrong people. I mean, constantly. If we're talking about an epidemic or a pandemic or whatever it is, that's it. We like to talk about the male loneliness epidemic. We need to talk about the listening to the wrong person epidemic, which modern women do a lot. They always jump to the wrong woman saying the dumbest stuff. They're jumping to the wrong men saying the dumbest stuff. And you're wondering why you can't find anybody. Because both of them are talking stupid. They're pandering.
I was a selfish in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 18 years. And again, I was a selfish. Nothing was ever good enough. I took him for granted. He seriously rolled out the red carpet for me. He was sweet, kind, generous. He told me how much he loved me 5 times a day. He told me how beautiful I was every day. If he'd wake me up, he adored me. He was amazing. On paper, it's what every girl wants. Seriously. And, I took it for granted. And now I lost that.
Suddenly they realize the man is good when they are no longer with him, because they feel the grass is greener at the other side. It is not. The grass is green where you water it, so that if the relationship fails, it wouldn't have failed because you failed somewhere. No. Give the person your time, your energy, your commitment.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
My thing is, and this is just coming from my experience with dating, you are telling women to stay in their place, to be submissive, to be soft, to stand behind their husbands, but they don't reciprocate the same thing. We can do all that, and we still get on. Please tell me how's that.
You focus on, so you see. You mean to tell me, okay, in the black community, let's take adultery, let's take cheating. Black men, when surveyed, asked about in committed relationships, what percentage of black men cheat at? Cheated at 28% rate. What rate do black women cheat at?
I don't know what's the number.
24. And there are 2 million more of us. Every time a black man is cheating with somebody, he's cheating with somebody that's usually with a woman, married or in a relationship. How many black women have multiple children by multiple men? That's polygamy. That's a poly relationship. At 50+% divorce rate in the country, and it's almost close to 60% of the black community, and 80 to 90% of the relationships, black women are leaving. You're leaving. You're home wrecking. You're breaking up the relationships. Men stay. Y'all leave.
Why do you think women are leaving?
Because you've been sold a Disney fantasy that you should be happy. instead of understanding that you have duty, honor, respect, and you chose to be in a relationship, especially when you decided to make a baby with somebody, you need to stay for more than just yourself. French toast your happiness.
So I'm supposed to be miserable.
No, you're supposed to be an adult.
What men are running into is that they can really do everything right. But then when they do it right, you can still get trashed. You can still get roasted. You can go out here and try to commit to these women. A lot of guys will go out there and even simp for a woman. Oh man, I buy my lady this, man. I take my lady out over here, here, and here. And she's still not satisfied. Then just taking her on vacation and she's still not satisfied. You can literally wipe a woman. There's been people that wipe a woman's behind. Wipe her behind for her. And she still was trying to leave him. She's still not satisfied. That type of entitlement and that type of attitude is crazy.
I had a first date scheduled with a Hinge match for Thursday. Coffee. He doesn't drink. Cool. He asks me to choose the place. I politely decline. I'm a food blogger. Not gonna do your fucking work for you. So anyway, he doesn't know I'm a food blogger. Like, he knows nothing about me. I don't have that on my dating profile. So instead of choosing the place, he actually canceled our date. The task was just too large for him. He actually said, after further reviewing the assignment, I've concluded I'm not the man for the job. I wish you all the best in your New York dating journey. You can't choose a coffee shop? Good luck in your dating journey, sir. Not mine. And by the way, this is a PhD student. Like, don't you know how to do any research? Spend 5 minutes on our date, babe. Like, try a little.
A lot of these modern women, their brain is everywhere. And so, you look at different things in society, Me Too, feminism, body positivity, a whole bunch of nonsense, love yourself, accept yourself, and all that, right? Fantastic. But what I'm noticing is that this only applies to women. That only applies to women. Love women, accept women, and all of their flaws. But men still got to be tall. Men still got to be tall. And still got to make 6 figures. They still have to have a 6-pack. They still got to be in the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week. Double standard. Basically, I want to be able to not do what I don't want to do. And then whenever you don't want to do something, you got to continue to do it.
This girl might be delusional.
Okay. Do you know what my problem is? My problem is that I don't want to date. I just want to find my person. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to date. I only want to date my person. But to find my person, I have to date. And I don't want to date. I don't want to do it. I just want my person to just like walk right into my life and be like, there you are, let's go. Pack up, let's go. And that's it. I don't want to date. I went on a date with a man last year that told me he wanted 10 kids, non-negotiable. 10 kids! I said, sir, this is our first date. I don't even like you yet.
I mean,
Where's my husband? Where's my
That's a good thing to say, I think, first date.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it out here. I don't want to date. I don't want to go on dates.
I don't want to work, but I just want to get paid.
I swear that traditional men have off. They don't exist anymore. Because tell me why the guy that I've been seeing for the last couple months is the first guy in my 28 years of living that has ever opened a car door for me, never let me carry anything, never lets me drive, and never lets me touch my wallet. 28 years it took me to find somebody like that. I feel like men nowadays, they just want princess treatment. They want somebody to drive them around, pay for them, get them flowers. It's disgusting. And let me tell you, being with a traditional man has made me want to be more feminine, like cooking, cleaning, taking care of him. I've never had that in my life. Never in my life have I been like, oh yeah, I want to be the woman that stays home and cooks and cleans for my man. Never. You would catch me if I said that a couple years ago. But now, with a man that does that, they don't exist anymore. swear, they're gone, don't exist.
Okay, if you're a guy and you're watching this, stop scrolling for a second because I have a question for you. I really want to know, what is it that a guy looks for in a woman? And I'm not talking about like superficial stuff like, oh, it's because she's so hot. No. I'm talking about something with a little meat on it, okay?
Oh, good Lord. You're asking this one again? How many freaking times do we have to tell you already? Jesus. Yeah, I know. You don't like the answer we give, so you keep asking the question again, hoping it'll change. But it's not going to, ladies, so pay close attention and we'll answer it one more time. Maybe you'll actually shut up, listen, and get it through your thick skulls, though I tend to doubt it. Here it is. Men want acknowledgement, appreciation, loyalty, respect, and most of all, peace. You know, those same things none of you give or are capable of giving. So there you go. It's not going to change. Not now, not ever. So how about you just accept it and move on?
So I just pulled into the gym parking lot and I looked up as I parked and there was a couple walking towards their car and the guy clearly hit his key fob to unlock the doors to the car. And then he followed his wife, his girlfriend, partner, whoever, and he walked to the door, opened it for her, and then walked around and got inside. It just made me wonder how many guys that are in relationships, I'm not saying new relationships, you have been married for years. Do you still open your wife's door every time you go in the car together? Or is it just like on special dates? Is this a habit or chivalrous act of kindness that doesn't happen anymore? I'm so curious. I feel like it just made me happy for that lady. I wondered, like, what is their relationship like? One day, I hope guys will get back to doing this. Very simple act of kindness, as well as women appreciating it, because I don't think it happens as frequently as it once did. But let me know in the comments. I want to know, does your husband do this for you, or do you do this for your wife? Let me know.
Nah, she's right on this one. And here's what guys are realizing. A lot of men stopped doing those small things because they were getting no reciprocity back. You open the door, she's scrolling her phone. You plan the date, she's comparing it to what her friends got. So guys just stop, not out of laziness, but because the effort felt one-sided.
When women say they're operating in their masculine energy, they're saying...
Women don't say it.
They don't say it?
Women, that's the thing. We don't look at ourselves and say we're in masculine energy. I've literally never heard a woman say, I'm in my masculine.
So you've never heard a woman say...
Alpha?
No. You've never heard a woman say, I have yet to meet the man that puts me in my feminine.
That's not saying the same thing.
If you're not in your feminine, then what are you in?
Okay.
It's not saying you're masculine.
Yeah, hold on. I actually do want to address this before it goes away. I don't think that I know what you're saying, but I think that even when a woman is in her masculine energy,
just surviving.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing. You're saying that that's them trying to emulate men's negative qualities, and I don't think so. That's not what that means. Like, not finding a man yet to put me in my feminine energy, and that goes back to like me being hyper independent. If I have a man around that will allow me to just sit back and while he takes care of some stuff and take care of me, that's me being in my feminine energy. I don't have to be hyper independent. I don't have to do this and do that and blah, 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 blah. Like, I have a man he's taking care of me. I get to sit back and chill a little bit.
So you don't believe...
I'm walking down the street yesterday. I had my headphones on. This guy comes up to me. He's like, I said, what do you want? He said, I just want to let you know you're really beautiful. I just have to tell you that. I said, me? Thank you. Anyways, we get to talking. He's like, my name's Nick. What's your name? And now we're doing the whole chit chatty thing. He asked me if I'm single. I said yes. I should have said no because I knew it was coming. And honestly, he wasn't really my type. And he asked me for my number and I said, I'm good. But Nick, if you're watching this, please do not let my rejection stop you from doing what you're doing. The art of picking up a girl in real life is... And as a girly pop who's been sitting here contemplating, like, this is really it. Like, I don't be doing the apps. I don't be doing, like, I don't go out. Like, this might be it. This might be it. Nick, you are doing such a good thing. Do not let my rejection stop. Let it be redirection. Let my rejection be redirection. You are going to find your girly pop. It's not me, but you're going to find her. And if you're watching this, you were too tall. That's it. And that's not a bad problem to have. You're just too tall. Okay. I don't like looking up at a man. It bothers me. I don't know. There's a thing in me that's wrong. I want to look down at the that I'm dating and say that's right, ho. It's nothing to do with you, Nick. Okay? Love you.
This guy said he was ghosted after he invited a girl onto a date to go to Micro Center. I didn't even know what Micro Center was. So I said, let me look it up. And I think it's just like this big Best Buy, GameStop, like, I don't know, it's like a electronic store. Then he automatically goes to self-deprecation, and somebody in the comments was like, we all get ghosted. Literally, I just got ghosted. Everybody gets ghosted. However, like, if you are going on a date to a place like Micro Center, which is just like, to me, and maybe I'm wrong, somebody, correct me if I'm wrong, like, what are we going to be doing at the Micro Center? Looking around at mouse pads? And I don't know, like, I think the coffee date wouldn't be so bad. I feel like a coffee date honestly wouldn't be so bad at that point. Now, why would she agree and not go? I don't know. But maybe she was just like, she probably was like, hey guys, we're going on a date. We're like telling her friends. I was like, oh, what are you guys going to do? And she's like, oh, he's taking me to the Micro Center. And they probably looked at her like, serious? What is there to do at the Micro Center? Nothing. And then when you're on a date, like, yeah, you want to be somewhere where you're having fun, but you also have to keep in mind what that other person likes to do and find a happy medium. There is a happy medium that can exist where you guys can do something. And then maybe if you guys went on a first date somewhere, then you could be like, oh, I'd love to go to the Micro Center. Do you want to tag along? But like straight out Micro Center, like everybody in the comments is like, bro, I don't think you want to hear, but it's just like, bro, ain't nobody getting their makeup to go to a Micro Center.
Look, so the real issue here is she agreed to go, then ghosted him. That's the part that matters. Yeah, Micro Center isn't the smoothest first date idea, but she could have just said no or suggested something else. Instead, she said yes and disappeared. That's not about the venue. That's about her not being straight with him from the jump. Coffee, drinks, whatever. The move is just be honest instead of leaving somebody hanging.
This generation is not fit for marriage.
True, we are not. We are after the ring, the title, because we think that having a ring and being called Mrs. is what makes you a wife. But you have to understand that you are a wife even before you say I do. But how many ladies know that? Most ladies think that being a wife, it means cooking and cleaning and sleeping with a guy. And those are things that are replaceable. Most wives today, they enter into the man's life and already they can be replaced.
Yeah.
Because in your head, you think that your presence and your cooking and your cleaning and your sex is what makes you relevant to this man's life. If you cannot contribute to that man's vision and destiny and assignment coming into pass, listen, you can be replaced by anybody and anyone, any lady, whether they are young or old. Until a man finds a woman that can contribute to his calling, his vision, that's the only time that man can truly, truly appreciate that lady. Because that man is able to look at that lady and say, wow, without this lady, I cannot manifest. That's why the Lord said, it's not good for man to be alone. Therefore, I will send him what? A suitable helper. Helping what? Suitable to help what? To cook, to clean. There's no way. Men can do that. You can outsource that. You can rent the service. You can buy washing machines and dishwashers. You don't need a lady for domestic work. But when we talk about a wife, this is a woman that is bringing your lineage to pass. All the things that are trapped in your loins can only be brought by a woman of capacity. That's how you become irreplaceable in a man's life. While you think that it's about and cooking and cleaning, they'll replace you.
3 reasons why I'll most likely be staying single forever. I don't really talk about dating on this channel anymore because I haven't dated an entire year and I have no plans to start anytime soon. If I do ever try and start dating again, these are the things that will make it difficult. Number one, I absolutely do not want to date a man who has kids. And since I'm nearly 39, most men my age are going to have children. And before all the single dads come for me in the comments, I'm talking from experience here. I tried dating several guys who had kids and it was a disaster every single time. Plus, I don't have kids. I can make my partner my number one priority. I don't have any exes in my life that my partner would have to deal with. So I don't think it's unfair for me to expect the same in return. 2, I've got old school values and I will not do coffee or walk-in dates. I don't think any women should do these. Listen to Nico the Daddy Academy's opinion on it. I just think they're for men who are low effort, don't want to spend money, don't want to come up with plans, and want to date multiple women at once. All of the men I've ever dated at length took me on a proper date, so I would expect that from every man in the future. Number 3, talking of dating apps, I genuinely don't believe there are many good men on the dating apps. I think it's mostly men who are avoidant, looking for or don't actually want to meet anyone anyway and are just looking for an ego boost and a pen pal. Normal, decent men who are nice looking and confident usually just talk to women in public. And there's definitely been a rise in the last couple of years of men just using dating apps as a brothel. I can't deal with the disrespect when they start making the chat sexual immediately, and I can't deal with the conversation. So I will never be using dating apps ever again. I genuinely believe the only way I will ever find a boyfriend is if I just so happen to meet a man in person, we become friends, and something develops from that. And the sad thing is, I've kind of resigned myself to never meeting anyone. I'm absolutely okay with that now. Like, I don't even really care about getting a boyfriend. Literally, the only thing I miss is affection and someone to do. But unfortunately, there's not many men who are going to hang out with you and have a cuddle, but not expect anything else. So I guess we're going to be single for the long haul.
Chasing a woman is crazier the deeper you think about it. You're begging somebody to let you spend money on them. That's literally what chasing girls is. Saying, guys, when you chase a girl, you're literally begging her to spend your own money. Man, get the out of here. Ain't no way. We're gonna beg to spend money on these girls? I'm gonna beg you to provide? What the? No, you crazy. When people say women are the prize, I'm like, how? If I'm gonna be expected to be Superman, have all these accolades by myself, and you just show up, you best believe I'm the prize. Maybe y'all get it. I don't get it.
Everybody at this table should be proud to be sitting here in front of a man's man.
Nah, she's hitting on something real here. A lot of men finally figured out they were doing all the work while getting nothing back. You're supposed to chase, spend, perform, and she just shows up looking decent, and that's supposed to be enough. That math don't work anymore. Men realize being the prize isn't a feeling, it's actually having something to offer, and expecting reciprocity for that isn't crazy. That's just fair.
Yeah. You like this? Setting the vibes up. You see all that's right here? Happy anniversary, baby. Happy anniversary.
It's cool.
This cool?
Yeah.
What the hell you mean it's cool? Girl, you don't see you all over the place? This nice as hell.
Okay, but I'm a grown ass woman. Like, you do this for 15-year-olds. Like, you should have bought me something or did something or...
So this ain't good enough? Look at all this. This is romantic as fuck.
Okay, but I'm grown as fuck. Like, this is childish.
Bro, you talking about you
cool.
grown?
It's cool.
Grown people don't complain about stuff that somebody gives
I
them.
said it's cool. Like, it's cool. You know? It's
That's all it is. It's all right, cool. I just try to show you I appreciate you. I show you a whole little room. You know what I'm saying? Rent this room and all. Got it together. Look. Nice pictures of us.
All this you spent on this, you could have spent this on something. Like, something else. Going out drinking or something. Like, something. Like,
You want to do that? And we can just buy together. You tripping. I just hooked us up, bro.
I vibe with you every day. I vibe with you every day.
This will be here all the time, man. Like, you ain't grateful for shit, bro. You worry about what you vibing with, man. At the end of the day, I'm trying to do something nice for you. So you don't like this like that? Yeah, man. Fuck this anniversary, for real.
Y'all keep letting the internet influence y'all's expectations in real life, man, especially in dating. Let me tell you something. Be glad anybody wants to spend anything on anybody. You understand me? If I come from the gas station and got you a pack of gum, that thank you better be incredible. You hear me? If I done went to Wendy's and I done came back with a Baconator for you as well, the gratitude needs to be insurmountable. This right here, reaction to an anniversary gift, keyword gift, the audacity. Anyway, ladies, what are your thoughts? What are some things that you guys have given on Valentine's Day or anniversaries to your spouse that would, that he or us can appreciate? Huh? And fellas, what's something big you've done for your lady? You know what I'm talking about? On the anniversary or Valentine's Day situation. Because spending money overall is massive, but also doing something sentimental is also incredibly massive. And a lot of people don't appreciate either. So, perfect example, I'm a gesture guy, all right? When I proposed to Tange, what I did was I took her to the Standard downtown LA, invited all her friends and family, and we went to the rooftop bar. Didn't buy nothing, just looked at the view because I didn't have a bread. Came downstairs, had a blindfold on her. Came downstairs, her friends and family were waiting on her just to say, I think it was her birthday, happy birthday. I didn't even get a room at the hotel. You understand me? This is years ago. She sees her friends, bam, I'm on one knee. Tear City. All right, everybody crying, everybody happy. Cost me nothing but the memory. Lasts a lifetime. But this brother spent his money on the room. He got the little balloons and everything. And this is the return he gets.
When you ask, how's my ex dating someone already? Like, how are they moved on already? That's not actually the question you're really asking. Okay, the real question is, does the fact that he moved on so fast mean I didn't matter? Does it mean that I never actually meant anything to him, or that they never loved me? Does it mean that there's something wrong with me, that it made me so easy to freaking replace? The answer to all of these is no, okay? But that's the question underneath. Now, why does this actually happen, okay? Why do they do this? Well, some people, especially avoidant ones, do not sit with discomfort. They can't, okay? Their entire nervous system is wired to escape emotional pain through distraction, momentum, and replacement. A new person is not a connection, it's anesthesia, okay? It's something to focus on so they don't have to feel the weight of what just ended, right? It's their nervous system doing what it always does when intimacy gets uncomfortable, finding an exit and moving fast before feeling catch up. Moving on quickly is not strength. It's not proof that they didn't care about you. It's not evidence that you weren't enough, okay? It is proof that they do not know how to be alone with themselves. They never did. Now, I know me saying this doesn't necessarily fix the pain of watching it happen, okay? I know you can intellectually understand everything I just said and still feel like you got punched in the chest when you saw it. That is real, and I'm not dismissing that, but here's the part that actually matters for your healing. Why are you still watching it? Not to shame you, but just genuinely. But think about it, okay? Are you checking their profile? You're tracking whether he's posted with someone new? You're monitoring how happy he looks? And what is that actually? That's your nervous system doing the exact same thing his is doing, outsourcing. His peace depends on a new person to distract him. Your peace depends on his life to tell you whether you're okay. If he's miserable, you feel validated. If he looks happy, you spiral, which means his emotional state is still regulating yours, which means you're still emotionally in the relationship. Okay? That's not a character flaw. That is an open loop. That is a nervous system that has not yet learned to source its peace from the inside. His moving on quickly is about him. Your obsession with his moving on is about you. And that is actually great news because you cannot control what he does, but you can close the tap. You can redirect your nervous system back to yourself. You can start building the internal regulation he was never actually going to give you in the first place. That is the work, not watching him live his life. Building yours, okay? If you're ready to stop outsourcing your peace and actually close this chapter, comment 63 below, and I'll send you the information about my Becoming Her program. We just opened a new cohort. You got this. I believe in you. Peace.
Yeah, that's real talk right there. He's hitting on something most people miss. Your peace shouldn't depend on what he's doing or how fast he moves on. That's the actual work. You can understand all the psychology behind why he jumped into something new, but if you're still checking his profile, still monitoring his happiness, you haven't actually left yet. Your nervous system's still hooked to his. That's the piece you control. You know, what's interesting to me is how everybody wants to talk about what men need to do better. And, you know, fine, men can always improve. Not saying that men are perfect, but my thing is accountability should be going both ways. So what are women doing better? What are you bringing to the table? Now, like, what modern women like to do is they like to stay stagnant. And so, well, I did X, Y, and Z. Well, yeah, I mean, that was 5 years ago. Y'all complain and y'all holler and scream about a man not growing with you, but you want to stay the same. Oh, I just elevated and I went to the next level. He never did. But what happens when you don't move and the man is moving? What happens then? Be accountable for sitting up there and doing nothing. What do you bring to the table that you weren't doing? How have you grown versus what you were doing in the past 5 years? A lot of modern women will say, well, I got more feminine by, resting more. And it will be about them. It won't necessarily be about the relationship. It'll be how they figured out ways to pamper themselves more on a man's. But you really didn't do anything.